photosensitivity warning for some of you out there. There are going to be some bright flashing colors throughout this whole thingy. And All Would Cry Beware is a game made by Renegade Sector Games, who have a bunch of other games in the Tales of the Renegade Sector series. I think they're kind of disjointed from each other, like this one feels pretty self-contained in it, but it's a neat sort of Metroidvania shooter. Gameplay's really simple. You just go around, you shoot a thing till it pops, and this like rainbow of colors. You find a boss, you kill the boss, you get a weapon, you open a door with the weapon, you go to new area, you kill new things pop as before. The music, it's really weird to describe. I don't think it fits a genre, which works in its favor because it's just it's abstract, like a couple things in this game. Like all the enemies, it does a really good bait and switch, where at first it starts off like, oh, you're gonna go shoot robots in this underground lab thing, and then you go to a terminal and it says, oh, there's a couple scientists, we gotta open a portal, open a gate. And like, ah, you mean perform the ritual. And you're like, oh, ritual? Why they call it that? I am intrigued now. So you open up, you kill a boss. Big old robot with legs. I like him. He's a neat robot design. But then you go into the portal and suddenly it's when polygons attack. Oh, I should make that like a movie poster or something. That'd be cool. And so you're going around shooting these things in this weird alien world, and you see little audio logs of the team that went in before you. And they all kind of fit in together. Like, it's almost linear, but some are out of place. And it does not fill you in on the whole thing, like, at all. The bits and pieces you get still kind of leave you questions. It's only really explained at the very end, which I'm not going to say anything about because it's a pretty short game. Unless you're playing it for the first time and you're like me and you want to find literally everything, then as you can see here, it takes almost an hour. But my second playthrough here is much shorter. And that's just, I'm trying to enjoy the, like, visuals of the game, because it is really pretty. It's really colorful. That also might be just because my main monitor is overly saturated. But it's a neat game. It's got really neat music. It's out there, alright. Like, it's sort of like a weird jungle electronic industrial sound sometimes. The music does loop a lot when you're in some areas, and the cutoff for when you're switching areas is extremely noticeable because it'll just like fade instantly and fade back in. Again, you can get this on itch.io. I'll put the link down below. I believe they have a Steam page, but again, I just like to do itch.io. Not only do they have a bunch of like promotions and stuff for charity, but also I think the money goes directly to the devs, if not most of it. And like Steam gets a rather big cut. There's not a whole lot of weapons. It's kind of like a standard array. You got pistol, goes wow, 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 wow. You got a shotgun that
I shall see you dead. All right, you primitive screwheads, listen up. See this? This is my stick. It's a 12 gauge.
Yeah. You've got an assault rifle kind of thing. It sounds like you're shooting peas. Like when people say pea shooter, this is the gun and sound I think of. Like almost like an airsoft gun. You get a rocket launcher, which works on TF2 physics, where you can just kind of fly around with the blast zone. And then last, there is the Orb of Fire. Right next to it is a data entry of one of the scientists who ends up learning quote-unquote magic from the wizard, and his attempt at making a portal home ends up being a portal to a realm of fire. And when you use this Orb of Fire, it opens a hole and shoots out fire. Other than that, it is, again, a really short game. I like it. It's not too hard to like run around and find things. You'll be lost like once or twice unless you're kind of dumb like me sometimes. The bosses are neat. They're a lot like a bullet hell kind of game, like a 3D bullet hell, and like you don't have a lot of options for doing damage fast. You just kind of hold down the trigger while looking at them, so the difficulty comes in with dodging the attacks and not like getting hit. But that's just obvious. Don't get hit, don't die. The story is pretty neat. Again, it's very drip fed to you through these like little logs you find throughout. The only thing they explicitly tell you is stuff at the end when you can ask questions, and at the beginning where they're like, oh, this is a blown up city, you're running from raiders or whatever dystopian sci-fi, and you find an underground research lab, and you're in the lab and it's like a nice desk, and it's like, ooh, a hole, I'm gonna get a gun. Oh, I got a gun, what am I gonna shoot? And it's like, ooh, little robot drones, they got cute little faces. They kind of remind me of it's the one Digimon that Iggy had, Beetle Dude. Looks a lot like that. Put note to editor. That's me. I'm also the editor. Put a little picture of them in comparison. See that? Yeah, they look similar. Then the first boss, he's a big old leg robot thing. It reminds me of Mech Warrior. You don't have to put an image of that up. I think people know what Mech Warrior is compared to like the one specific Digimon I'm referencing. He talks a lot like this. Oh, Izzy, Iggy, whatever your name is, I gotta poop myself. And then, wait, does he turn into Kabuterimon? Kabuto, that's a beetle, right? Yeah, he turns into Kabuterimon in the show. I'm a fan of Gabumon. Gabumon's really epic. I want a big plushie of Gabumon. He's really cool. That's it for this video. Like, share, subscribe, eat food. You don't have to turn on notifications. I mean, we'd like it if you did. We'd like it if you subscribe to the Patreon. Really, like that. If you just do that, we'll be gold. Like, we'll be best friends after that. Yeah. Goodbye. Good night. What? What do you want? The other one keeps crawling up around here trying to bite me. Is it, you want attention? It sounds like you want attention. Oh, now he's leaving. Nervous some people. You know? Oh, hold on. Stop moving. Stop it. Lay down. Lay down, mister. Oh, I know, buddy, but you